The old saying gives Lavenham the town, Long Melford the church, and Stoke by Nayland the tower. I agree. Now that Lavenham has rid itself of road markings and overhead wires, it has only to oust parked cars to rival Chipping Campden in Gloucestershire as the perfect pre-Georgian market town. But the church is its equal. Many enthusiasts prefer it to Long Melford, finding it less ostentatious, more serene. To the purist, its tower is more original, its nave more perpendicular, and its chancel arch more majestic. Against this must be set its dire Victorian glass, but for that at least there is an easy cure. The late 15th century rebuilding of most of Lavenham was undertaken by the De Veres at the head of a consortium of local families. The building commission was to celebrate the Tudor triumph at Bosworth, in which the De Veres played a part. The town contribution came chiefly from the Springs, wealthy clothiers whose arms, with those of the De Veres, are ubiquitous in the church. The alliance was later cemented when a Spring married a De Vere, new money marrying old. The tower was begun at once in 1486, the year after Bosworth, and building continued through to the 1520s, by when both the Spring and the De Vere, who had begun the project, had died. The Reformation brought work to a halt, with the chancel not yet rebuilt. The tower dominates the overall composition, as it is almost as high as the nave is long. Its pinnacles were never added. De Vere's porch is a superb example of early Tudor patronage. The doorway is crowned with the boars of the De Veres, a rebus from the Latin veres, a boar. It has been whitewashed, which seems oddly garish against the soft flint walls of nave and tower. Its niche contains modern statues of St. Peter and St. Paul. Lavenham's interior is one of the most dramatic in Suffolk. The nave is high and noble, the roof original but unusually modest in its detail, with bosses only in the eastern bays. It is as if the designer did not wish to detract from the great chancel arch dating from the early 14th century, that is, before the rebuilding. It rises above a decorated screen of exquisite tracery. Each opening is a flower burst of fronds, topped by an ogee arch, each a work of art in itself. In the nave, aisles stand Lavenham's chief treasures, possibly the finest parclose screens, not just in Suffolk, but in the country. In the north aisle is the former chantry of the younger Thomas Spring, dated 1523. It is now dedicated to St. Catherine and St. Blaise, the latter the patron saint of clothiers, terrifyingly combed to death by the Emperor Diocletian. The screen is of the finest tracery, flamboyant rather than perpendicular, a riot of naturalism with branches, tendrils, fronds, and crocketing decorated dado, uprights, coving, and canopy. The oak is as dark as ebony. In the south aisle stands the slightly earlier Spawn chantry. Here the tracery is less fantastic, with each ogee embracing flower petal ribs, but no less fine in its craftsmanship. These two chantries are superb works of early 16th century craftsmanship. Beyond stretches the old chancel, forbidding in its gloom. The decorated tracery surely deserves the light of nature, but the misericords are excellent and include a couple playing homemade musical instruments. There are two chancel chapels. The one to the north commemorates Simon Branch, and that to the south the elder Thomas Spring. The latter contains Georgian glass reproducing Dutch depictions of the life of Christ and a fine Virgin and Child of 1982 by Neil Godfrey.
Leave that open because you're going to give her a ring in a minute. Or and then you write it in here. So,
Oh, it's a bonnet one, yeah.
And I bought that was £6.99 I bought from the chap. And I got on very well with it in his shop. He let me have a couple of things there.
Oh, no.
So when I went down, I saw this chap, I said, that's it.
Every year, all these So it's overlooked the star valley at Port Knowledge and University.
No, Miss Trap.
that's good.